Hello everyone, this is Sandra and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you how grateful I am here to be with you, how I really am so grateful to be here today. How often I've talked about no one has a perfect life. No one on this earth. There's always something going on, always something to put a little wrench in that perfect life that we know is absolutely not obtainable. Well, today I am going to tell you how so very grateful I am here today. I have to give you a little bit of history for those of you who have not been following me for the past 6 years. I was born with a genetic something in my heart. I have a few extra little impulse nerves in my heart that I was born with, and they didn't really seem to bother me until I was maybe in my 20s. And then I started getting extra beats. I started getting tachycardia, which means that my heart would race and beat really fast. And I did have rheumatic fever when I was about 13, but it actually had nothing to do with the extra impulse nerves in my heart. So I lived with that condition for years. I would go for maybe a year or 2 years, and then all of a sudden I would have an episode of tachycardia, which meant that my heart was just racing maybe 120 beats a minute, and I would have to try to breathe and relax, and finally they would go away. Well, as I got older, the episodes became more frequent. And when I was in my 40s, a new procedure was developed. It was called radio frequency ablation. And it's where they go into your heart and they try to zap those extra impulse nerves that people have in their hearts. And that would stop the tachycardia. Since I was about 45 or 40, maybe 46 or 7, maybe 47. Since I was 47 and the technique really was developed, I have since had 4 radio frequency ablations, and I've had a cryoablation, where they freeze your heart and they do the same thing. But none of it actually ever really worked. I did go to the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. They did a great ablation on me, and it lasted for a few years. But during COVID, or just before COVID, I kept having those frequent tachycardia attacks. Now, they are very scary, not always life-threatening, but they are scary. If anyone has ever had tachycardia, they know how frightening it is. And I would have so many of those attacks, it seems like they were becoming more frequent, and sometimes they would last for a whole day. And by the time my heart clicked into regular sinus rhythm, I was exhausted. It really made me so very tired. And I finally, through my cardiologist, agreed to having a pacemaker put in. Now, a pacemaker would regulate those impulses and not allow them to occur. And every time my heart would start to go into a tachycardia, the pacemaker stops it and continues to let your heart keep in a sinus rhythm. And even though I really didn't want to have that done, I am so grateful because it has really helped me not have those events anymore. I've had perfect sinus heart rhythm most of the time. But recently, I was being treated for cystitis, and I had to take a medication which made my heart, jump all over the place for 5 days. It was completely out of sinus rhythm, and every time my pacemaker tried to kick in, my heart was flipping and flopping all over the place. And I had cut down on my blood thinner because that's the only thing I take. I take only blood thinners, a multiple vitamin, and a probiotic. I take nothing else except the blood thinner that I have to take with my pacemaker. So I had cut down on that, and my heart for 5 days was flipping over everywhere, every which way. And then my heart went into what they call bradycardia, which is very, very slow. So I went to my cardiologist, and they adjusted my pacemaker, and everything seemed to be fine. But my doctor said, I want you to go in for an esophageal scope, which means it only takes 10 minutes. They just go down your throat with a teeny tiny little camera that's about the size, really, really small. So they go down there, and for about 10 minutes, they take a look around and they scope it out. And he just wanted to see, if maybe my pacemaker wires were interfering with my heartbeat and what was going on. So I went in, and they put me under very mild anesthesia. It only took 10 minutes. They went down there and they looked around. And then all of a sudden, I was lying there. I woke up and I was fine. And they took me to another procedure. And with that procedure, they go in through the vein in your arm. And they also take a little camera, and they go up through and this is probably 15 minutes at the most. They put me under a conscious anesthesia. And I didn't know I was going to be under, because I kept saying to the doctor, it's not working, because I was still awake. And I couldn't feel anything, but I could talk, and I was awake, and I was looking up at the light on top of me, and I thought, oh dear, it's not working. But before you know it, it was finished, and I was back in the recovery room. And that was it. One took about 10 minutes. The other procedure maybe took about 15 minutes. And they gave me some crackers to eat because I had been fasting all day. And I felt pretty good. I thought, well, good. I'm thankful that that's over. So I can go home. And I was there from the morning until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I went home. And as soon as I got home, my cardiologist called me. And he said, Sandra, I want to tell you that you are one lucky woman. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, when they did the esophagram, they found that you had 2 clots right in your artery ready to go into your heart, which would have caused a major, major stroke. Well, so what they did when they found those clots, they immediately took me to the second procedure. The specialist went in, he dissolved those clots and broke them up so that they wouldn't do any damage. And my doctor put me on a diuretic for about a month, which means that you're going to be, getting rid of all the fluids and everything. So I really believe in miracles, because if my doctor had not prescribed this procedure just as a precaution to see if my pacemaker wires were interfering in any way with the way my heart was working, if I had not had that procedure, I would have had a major stroke that could have been completely debilitating or maybe killed me. So, I am telling you, I do believe in miracles, and it is a lesson to me to get regular checkups. If you're feeling tired, or if you're not feeling well, or if you have any type of problems, it's always good to call your doctor and to never think that it's just going to go away. I had absolutely no predilections of what was going on with me. I was a little fatigued, but I thought it was because I wasn't sleeping well because of my heart flopping all over the place, and I wasn't getting rest, real good rest for 5 days. And I just thought that was my problem. So I am so grateful to my specialist, and I'm so grateful to technology, and I'm so grateful to God that He sent me to this procedure and saved my life. What I'm saying today is that no one has a perfect life, and what you see is not always what is going on in the background. It is so important for us at our age to be aware of our bodies. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I eat pescatarian food. I have a very good diet. Almost everything I eat is organic. I exercise 3 or 4 times a day. I ride an exercise bike. But it didn't matter because I wasn't taking my blood thinner the way I should have. And I was taking a medicine that made my heart jump all over the place. So those 2 things could have been very disastrous for me. So I know now that I am never going to take that other medicine again. And I am going to be more aware of my body and to be sure that I have regular checkups all of the time. But I do believe in miracles, and I believe that my higher power was watching over me a couple of weeks ago because He knew that my job here was not finished. And now you know why I'm so especially grateful to be here with each and every one of you today, even at 85, that I can keep moving forward to try to lead a purposeful life. And let you know how important it is to listen to your body and to be aware of what is going on and visit your doctor for checkups on a regular basis. Take care, and let's all be so grateful for this life that we have today. Be grateful for every minute and every hour while we are still here on this planet. And be sure that you share the love and that you pray for world peace and that you are grateful for being here and know that you are not alone and that your life matters because we do love you. Thank you for being with me today, and I hope to see you again next Sunday for another conversation. Take care.